Okay, hello everyone. My name is Bilak. I'm going to be starting off with a building public series for this year. Uh, really want to get my game finished. It's taken some time to do a lot of things, and that includes a lot of the artwork. But we're at a good place now, and I'm looking forward to showing you everything that I've built today. I'm also looking forward to just continuing this series and just building as much as I can. In public, we have the Play Solana Hackathon starting on the 1st of January. That is going until the 20th of February. So I'm really excited to take part in that. I've already helped them with some of the development process for their website, and my game aligns almost perfectly with it. So, uh, yeah, really excited to get started there and just see how things go. So, essentially, I am building. When I first started, I started to build just a hack and slash dungeon game, um, and I was putting in so much effort into building this game, and I thought like, if it's going to take me this much effort to build it, then I think I should build something better. And that's the trap I fell into. Obviously, that wasn't a good idea at the time, but now it is. Uh, Essentially, I went from a simple hack and slash dungeon crawler to now a full MMO survival, uh, a 2D survival game. So it's unique. It's never been done before. The genres have existed, but there's never been a 2D survival game. So I played a lot of Rust, opposed to DayZ. I like Rust vanilla when it first came out. That was a really fun game. We had the zombies, and there was all sorts of mayhem happening. I played a lot solo, and I played on these guys' servers, and they just let me do my thing, um, and we had fun. And then I played there a lot. I lived in the caves, and then I built my base near their base, and they didn't touch me. And then I met a friend on there, not a real friend, just I met someone else. We started building together, and he's like, "Hey, let's go and raid these guys." And that was the end of that. So they obviously destroyed and burnt down my base in Rust, which is crazy. Just the atmosphere of it. It was at nighttime. We had four guys surrounding our base. They're all yelling at us, blowing stuff up. It was, and they said like, "We were nice to you. We let you stay here, but you crossed the line." And I obviously blamed that guy, and I never played with him again because it just wasn't fun anymore. But essentially, those game styles are hugely popular on Steam. You've got Power World, you've got DayZ, which was another popular title that came out at the same time as Rust. And I think they're always going to be popular because there's people that just enjoy that kind of grinding, building game style, and the survival of it, I think is really cool. So I wasn't going to do this. Initially, I was going to do an MMORPG, but I got lazy. I didn't want to have to do the whole storyline. I'm sure I could have come up with a really great storyline, but I just I opted to do what is actually probably easier, because MMORPG, right? I still have to do all of the building, the crafting, all of that sort of stuff. I've got to put together, um, and then I've got the whole quest line on top of it, and I've built the systems for it. It's a lot of work. So instead of doing the MMORPG, I'm going to be doing a MMO survival like game. So we have one map at the moment, and essentially players will be able to join. Everyone starts off at level 1, no skills leveled at all, and there is a leveling system in there, which I prefer to do over just raw. Um, and I'll tell you why later when I show you. and it's yeah, they just get dropped into the map. They'll have access to resources. They get those resources. They start to build. They build a base and they defend that base and they claim as much land as they can, essentially. Um, so it's the survival. It's essentially Rust, but as a pixel 2D game. Uh, could be interesting. Could be interesting. We've got a lot of work to go, but I think getting to an MVP that's playable, where we have our core game loop, I think that's achievable within the next 6 weeks. I have built all of the infrastructure now, which honestly was extremely difficult. Um, I actually had to take a break from building this game because I needed AI to catch up. And it did. Fortunately, we have Composer 1 now on Cursor, and we also have Auto, and Auto basically does everything. But Composer 1, I whip that out when I need to. So essentially now what we're doing is I have the majority of the infrastructure built, and which means I am generating a chunk-based map, which is one chunk is 2048 by 2048 tiles. And we have, I think, a 6x6 map at the moment. So it's a large map. We can make it bigger. We're not throttled by the size of the map because of the chunk-based server. We're only loading chunks as people are moving into them. And yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff there, right? Because if we've got 100 players, then all of a sudden we're probably going to have all chunks. But I just have to upgrade the infrastructure to support that, which is fine. If you get 100 players, you're making money at somewhere. So yeah, in terms of infrastructure, we have our chunk-based map that's also paired with our multiplayer server. I initially had the multiplayer server separate, but I actually combined those together last week. So we just have that one service for that. From there, we have what I call our skiller, which does all of the on-chain skills, which I'll go into later. And then I have my engine, which is essentially a game builder. So this is my game builder that I've created. We have our map editor. Here we will be able to essentially, so these are our chunks, and we will be able to load a chunk up and add in animations, characters, trees, all that sort of stuff. And those trees will be assigned points. For wood cutting, you've got skill points there that can be earned when you cut down that tree. And so here, essentially, it's a no-code solution to building our game. So what happens is I will place a tree down, and I don't have trees yet because my artist is still working on it. Place a tree down. I will then also go into the skiller tab. And here I will actually be able to add in the tree and add interactions. So I've got an auto adder in here where it's just, if I go wood cutting, it will suggest all of the stuff we need for wood cutting, and there's other rewards and requirements here too. So most of this is working now. I just need the sprites, the trees, and all that sort of stuff of the world building. So essentially, once I have those, I import it here. I assign the experience points, and then I can place it on the chunks. So it's all it's pretty good. I mean, I'm proud of this this system. It works really well. And we're able to just load these chunks up and build them individually. So, we don't, I mean, it's just so perfect. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with it. And it's a no code solution as well. So I can actually get guys to build this for me, which I will. So I can focus on bugs and just quality of life updates. So yeah, and then we have our asset manager, and how I've done the collision for these assets is pretty simple. Is we just paint red, where players can't walk, and that's the collision. So essentially, like this is meant to be water, this is land. Your player will hit this red square and no longer be able to walk past it. We've also got stuff for the above. So if I put that in there, when they walk through this grass will be below them, and it's how we have them walk behind walls and stuff like that. Um, and then there's also below, and there is interaction. But I think interaction is going to be removed because I just added the skiller. I don't think anyone's going to be interacting on there. So I've also got a splicer to add in sprites, cut them up, and export them as an individual sprite in its own JSON sheet so we can import it. Anyway, I don't want to go too deep into this. Other than we also have my asset browser where I can upload all of our images, all of our sprites, everything like that. This is a way for us to manage that. And then we can go into the asset manager here and edit it. And then we can go into the map editor and put everything on the map. So the system's really clean. I don't, the quest for whatever reason isn't working right now, but there is a quest page. Essentially, we're able to build quests. So yeah, that's my engine. And that allows us to essentially build the game and build the world. From there, we have our actual game client, Obelisk Paradox. Now, this I need to do some cleaning, but for the most part, this is where the magic happens. So I'm running phase of 3, and we are right now able to, yeah, we'll play the game. I'll show you where we're at. There's still a lot more work to go, but like I said, the infrastructure's built. And that's the most important thing, because now that we have working infrastructure and a way to build a world, we can actually do it a lot faster. And because the game style is survival, we're not having to do too much. We have to create the resources. We have to, mostly it's artwork, right? The resources, the crafting, the building, the weapons, all that sort of stuff. As the sprite gets created, we can add it to the game and build the world out even more. So essentially the next 6 weeks are more so about the game mechanics rather than the game infrastructure and the foundations. The foundations is solid, really clean. So if we go here, and this is just our character, we are going to have a builder. Oh, the sprite there is a little bit off. I need to check with my artist. There's the shoulders there. So essentially, we're going to be having armor, clothing, weapons, all that sort of stuff. How we've built it, we built a naked sprite, and then on top of that, we put the clothes. I think it's just a matter of, with this, just moving it up 1 pixel. I'll just tell my artist that now. Actually, no, I won't, because I might be able to just do it myself. So we can just update and continue. And now we are loading our chunk server. So you noticed when it loaded, it was pieces at a time. Once loaded, though, it's pretty good. So we have the collisions there. We can't walk past that red line, which I drew earlier. So we have walk, we have jump. Jump is still naked. We still need to do the clothes for that. But jump is like, it's essentially useless. It doesn't do anything, but people love to jump. I wasn't going to make a game where we couldn't jump. So we have walk and we also have run. So right now it looks really clean. I'm pretty happy with it. I've been playing around with a naked character for a long time. And now finally we have a fully clothed character that can run around the map. Again, there's the interactions. I do need to fix the hitbox of the player. There's a gap here. and that's just the player's hitbox needs to be shortened, and same with the top. But the sides are pretty good. But damn, it's clean, right? So we're going to go for a run. I don't think he'll go under it. I need to fix that to make it so we put the yellow. Well, what chunk is this? This is 02. So if we go here, we go to Asset Manager. Go down to, I think, yeah, 02. See that? So we missed painting the above player. So if we go here, we paint that, we save, and then we go to Map Editor. Now I do have publish all because I'm not going to publish one by one. We go here and yeah. So now we need to go publish single chunk. So that's now been published. That is pushed to my chunk server. If we refresh the game, we should see the new chunk. I've never done it in such a live environment before. So, and at this speed, we'll see what happens. But essentially, this will allow us to build our world, and things could change all the time, which we're excited to do. We can put in random airdrops and all these random crates whenever we want. Nothing can stop us. So perfect, nice. Look at that. So now we're walking underneath that section, and it only works. It's very simple. So these here, we can't get that working. So we can run, yeah. So we haven't even done the below, but on here, because we have collision, and then no collision there, but below, I think we can actually go through there. I know we can't, because this goes above the player here. We don't have a layer system, so for me to draw E to go through these like bastion sections of the tower, it means that our player will walk past here and go underneath this part. And I don't know why that's not saving. I think it's just that it's not loading properly. And so then it doesn't work. So essentially we have to block this whole thing off. Maybe I'll add a layer system at some point, but for now, I don't think it's that big of a deal. If we have issues later on, we're going to be adding building and stuff like that. We may have to do layering. I have no idea how I'm going to handle that, but we'll see. Could be fun. So let's continue going for a run. So essentially, I'll show you the skills soon. I just want to finish the mapping and show you what we've got. So it's big empty space at the moment. Walking takes 7 minutes to cross the map, and running takes 3.5 minutes, which is a decent amount of time because everyone's like, we want it instant. And so, when you have to spend a minute running, you're like, shit, this is a big map. Even though it's just a minute, but yeah, I played plenty of games just thinking, 1 minute feels like an hour sometimes. But yeah, I mean, it's a big open map. A lot of players are going to be building on it, and we're excited to be doing that. So yeah, I mean, we're just running. We are going to be updating the map. I think this is kind of like version 1, but we do want to get better sprite because it's all just squares of the same. Really should blend in, but for now it's fine. So yeah, we've hit the border. So this is the corner down here. All right, so no more running. Essentially, we have a map infrastructure, a way to build the world, and then we have what's for the player. So why do you want to play this? Um, Mostly, it's because of my personal opinion is how we've built our character system. So um, I am inspired by RuneScape. I played it a lot as a kid in my teens, and I also played it a bit as an adult. I still have an account. Sometimes I go on there if I'm not doing any intense work and just chop trees in Draenor Village. But uh, I loved their skill system, and I think that reusing some of how that works and then adding our own skill tree to it so that you unlock certain skills when you have a combo of skills together. I think there's a great opportunity there. So I want to explore that more. So I've created a skill system similar to RuneScape. We have attack, strength, defense, magic, projectiles, vitality, mining, wood cutting, fishing, farming. I'm going to take farming out, it's useless. Hunting, smithing, crafting, cooking, alchemy, construction, and luck. I just need to fix that. So farming is definitely going to be removed. I'm not interested in doing farming. This is a survival game. You know, we're going to be hunting, we're going to be killing things. Um, Farming is boring. And so these skills are on chain. So essentially, what we have is we have our player NFT. So only for our Web3 guys, you're going to know it's an NFT, but I've built the game so that you'll never realize that you're playing a blockchain game. It's really important that I build it this way so that I can put it on Steam, I can put it on itch, and for Web2 indie gamers to play my game. So essentially, there is no on chain transactions. There is no mention of NFTs. There's no mention of tokens, but they're all in there. So essentially, what this is, if I open up this menu, we can see our NFTs once it loads. I think it's a little bit slow because it's fetching NFTs. Um, there we go. So you're going to have 5 slots available. You are going to have to purchase it with OBX, which will be the in-game currency. There's no transaction where you have to sign a wallet. I've built the game so that you have your own secure wallet in the game. It's an embedded wallet feature, custom made. You'll be earning your tokens to it. You'll be earning your items to it. Some items are going to be NFTs or CNFTs and then minted to NFTs if you want to withdraw. So that's basically where you're going to be holding everything, and then you're able to withdraw from that whenever you want. And you can do that here. So you'll be able to deposit more and you'll be able to withdraw. So the UI is pretty basic right now, but we'll get to a point where that looks a lot better. So basically, once you create your account, you link a wallet that you want to use and you go from there. Account creation, by the way, is just username and password. There is no email, there is no OAuth or anything like that. I don't really care much for it. Just a username and password works for me. It's how RuneScape did theirs. That's how we're going to do ours. And that button is terrible. So essentially what happens here is as you skill and as you level, so I did mention my skiller before, the Obelisk skiller. This Obelisk skiller will essentially be tracking all of the XP that you earn. And when you level, the skill will be updated on chain. And so your character is immutable, I guess, to a certain degree, right? I can change it because I'm the developer, but you can't. No one else can. So you've got an immutable CNFT, which will have your player and will be able to put the image of the player that you design and put on there. And you have all of your skills here. And the beautiful thing about this It's what I like the most. Uh, we also can go to Magic Eden, and how I've designed it is so that the skills of your character is viewable instantly on Magic Eden. So we are using a few different methods to do it, but essentially we can go here and we can see this character and we can see their skills. Cool, huh? So the skills have changed since I initially uploaded it. I think Jay-Z might be, yeah. And so as you level, this will see here and you'll be able to sell it, right? You can withdraw your character from the game, come to Magic Eden, and you can sell this character yourself. So if you've got 99 attack, which is probably going to be the best character in the game, whoever gets it first is going to be overpowered. You can come in and sell that, which is really cool. Um, so I'm pretty excited to be doing something that's never been done before on so many different levels, which is why I think I'm going to be a strong contender for this upcoming hackathon, especially with uh, the what's it called? Metaplex track. Yeah, I'm looking to get first place on that. I definitely want to get a joint marketing partnership with Metaplex. I've asked them, but it's the holidays, so. But yeah, this is really cool. I think what we may also do as well is uh, we may, when you withdraw your character, I think we're going to burn the C NFT and remint to a core NFT. Um, it honestly doesn't matter because these do show in your wallet as a normal NFT because of how they're being built. Like they're not spam. I don't think I have one in my wallet right now. Let me have a look. Yeah, I don't have one in my wallet right now. I think it's in the game. Um, I can actually just. I don't think I can link because I've got a account already with this wallet. Yeah. Let me see. I'll try a different wallet. Let's go with my AlgoBot. Let's refresh. So yeah. Anyway, I won't do it. So it's oh yeah, the character NFT is really cool. I will also be putting a marketplace in the game so that people can buy and sell with each other. Because the game is very like Web2 native, people aren't going to notice the crypto side of it, the blockchain side. So ideally, I can create a marketplace in the game where people are trading the currency for the character, and so on. And essentially, what that does is it's an NFT marketplace. They won't know that. They'll be selling their character for actual tokens that are worth money. They won't know that either. The idea is that the game holds its own currency, similar to RuneScape. Um, and now, like, what I want to do is I want to go to the point where it's like it's absolutely fine to sell your character. Like, fuck doing the RWA stuff. Just build the marketplace within the game so that people can buy and sell with each other. Um, I would love that with RuneScape. I don't have a lot of time to play RuneScape and grind. If I could buy like a level 80 character that legal, without breaking the rules, I probably would. Or like a character with certain skills. So I can go and like, if you've got 5 characters in the game, you can have more. If you've got 10 characters in your wallet, you can swap and withdraw and deposit as much as you like, but it will cost money to do that. But if you have, one character that just does woodcutting, he just does woodcutting and that's it. You could sell that, or you can just use that for woodcutting and then send those items to your other character. So there's is a whole lot of like greatness about it and how I would want it and how I would want to play. And I think there's an opportunity there for people to grind up characters and try and sell them. Obviously, there's got to be high demand for characters and there's going to be high demand within the game. I mean, that's a problem with every single game that gets created. So I'm just going to build what I can, um, keep going with what I believe is true and what I believe would be fun, and just see what happens. So yeah, the character NFTs are really cool, and good opportunity there to um, get a win, I think. So essentially, it says 10,000 OBX. So C is because it's a compressed token. So the what I actually have done as well, in order to not break the bank, I when you deposit OBX into the game, it will go into a locked vault, a secure vault that only you can access, and then I remint C OBX tokens against it. And so essentially, what it means is all the currency in game is a compressed token. It doesn't cost anything to transfer. And so we have an on chain ledger of the currency, which is cool because it means I'm not at risk of something happening, or I get a bad developer doing bad things. Only I have keys for that program as well. Um, and yeah, it's a great system that allows us to have an on-chain ledger. It allows us to do instant transactions and allows Web2 players to earn real tokens without even knowing the real tokens. I can't wait to see the dynamic of how our Web2 players play and 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 build their economy, and then the Web3 players are like, you guys can see, oh shit, there's tokens on here that aren't really worth that much in the game, and on the market they're worth a lot more. So there's like this whole back and forth, and soon people will be hopefully arbitraging the marketplace in the game with with the marketplace on Solana. So uh, that's really cool, and I like that. Damn, it's fine, you need to get new ones anyway. Yeah, I bet. So the whole game marketplace arbitrage is really cool, and I hope I can do that, man. I feel like there's so many wins and firsts here for like an on-chain game that all they have to do is finish it, right? It's not easy, I tell you. Like, I think if I had more artists and more capital, I would be able to smash this game out. One thing I built as well is, I'll show you my bounties. So essentially, I am able to create new art bounties, um, and I've created a wallet within my bounty board where I have OBX, USDC, and Solana. I also created a swap, so I can deposit Solana and just swap it out to USDC, unless using Jupiter. Yeah. My wallet is marked as admin, so I can do the swaps without a transaction. I've got a backend service that does it for me, and shut up. Unless I changed it. Oh, I did. My bad. Um, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I swapped sold to USDC. It's crazy that I was able to do that when I actually had a different wallet because it cached this one. Anyway, that's interesting. I just won't log in on anyone else's computer. So here I can basically, I've done a bunch of bounties already, and I'm paying those bounties out right now in USDC. I'm hoping to do tokens soon. And if there are any artists out there that want to work with me and help me build this game, I would love to work with you. There is uh, plenty of tokens to earn, and I will be willing to do some USDC uh, bounties as well, if that's what you're interested in. Um, so yeah, this is basically what I'm using now to get all of my art done, and I also have my art to do, where I basically have the list of everything. Bass player, we did it. I actually have female as well, but we decided to take it out for now. because it's just so difficult. Like every animation we have, idle, walk, run, punch, sword attack, all of those animations also have clothes that we have to build for them and armor. So it's like, if we want to do an iron chest piece, we've got to do an iron chest piece that is for idle, is for walking, is for run, is for punch, is for sword attack. So there's a lot of work. Like 2D art is not fun. And unfortunately, we're not quite at the part where AI can do it yet. I've tried, but it's simply not fast enough. Um, so so yeah, we're getting through it slowly. Now that we have our base player and we know the design and what we're going for, things are actually starting to speed up. Um, I'm just going to quickly check on the streams. Of course, I don't have any comments, but that's fine. I'm not doing it for that. This is more of a archive, and I will just continue to do it as much as I can over the next 6 weeks till we have done, hopefully launching the game before then. So anyway, this is just the admin, the bounty dashboard for my artists, and basically they submit it, I approve it, and because I selected the type here, like if I do bow, then it automatically will add the art to that particular item. Maybe not on here. I think on the upload it does. Anyway, I built this in like a day, so I haven't really gone back and fixed it. Oh, I can't see it for whatever reason. Anyway, so any artists out there that want some work, that can work fast, hit me up. Cool. So that's where we're at in terms of player NFT. So the vision now is much more simpler. We are literally just building a world, building everything we need for the skills. There's only going to be one tree when we first start. This is just a tree that we added in. It's not even properly updated because it's really hard to get the above and below for a tree like this. It needs to be a really separate concern. And at the same time, because it's on the chunk, if I do below and above, then the edges of the chunk around the tree will actually go on top of the player too. So that doesn't work, which is why I created the map editor so that we can import and set the collision of those items and then put it on the map itself. Anyway, yeah, so the next thing will definitely be items. You'll have an inventory. I think it's 30 slots. We'll have a bank as well, and we'll have a global inventory which shares between all of your characters. We may just have the bank share between all your characters. It's up to you. Well, it's up to me actually. And yeah, you'll be able to set active. So right now this is active. So anytime I am chopping wood, the XP will go to this active one. I am thinking about removing this completely and just doing the character builder at the start will also be the selector. So you'll have, like World of Warcraft style with all your characters here, and you'll be able to choose them and play, which makes a lot more sense UX-wise than doing it in here. I think it's too easy to switch between your characters. You could be mid-fight and all of a sudden you could be like a level 3 and then spontaneously turn into a level 90 and just drill people. So we're going to not do that. And yeah, we have a chat, which is working. We have our Web3 integration. and then settings there. So, I mean, it doesn't look like much, but I tell you what, it's been a lot of work. I'm pretty tired because it's not just this. There's so many other things that I've been working on. But this definitely. Oh, I've been smashing the gym lately. um, yeah, this project has been like, it's been a bit of a pain point for me because, we launched this token for it, and at the time the game was completely different. But because the launch went so poorly by our launch partners, like it, people were able to claim tokens before the claiming had started purely because they were just claiming through the smart contract, which is just poor design. Like, obviously, people are going to do that. You can't control a on-chain program with your front end because that's just fucking retarded. Anyway, that's what they did, and people were able to sell their tokens before we actually got to a public, and um, yeah, basically that turned into um, mayhem. People were accusing me of selling tokens. Like, there wasn't even enough liquidity on there. Even if I sold tokens, I would have only made like a couple $100. So it's just like idiocracy. But unfortunately, that's just how it goes on Solana. If you don't have that perfect launch, if something goes wrong, they will immediately just blame you for it. So because of that, we didn't get any secondary sales. We got a small sum, but in terms of development costs and all that sort of stuff, that money runs out pretty fast. So I've had to do work in between the initial launch and where we are now, but I'm in a better place now, not financially, but I have less work on my plate. Um, so I'm taking the next 6 weeks off any client work to focus on the game. I have other stuff I'll be doing, but mostly I just want to do the game. Yeah, and hopefully we can make some more money. We do have the liquidity pool, which we will provide liquidity for and get some money there. And then hopefully we can win the hackathon. So how do we make money, right? Because it's not pay to play. It's not, there's like, we have tokens in the treasury, but they're being earned, not sold. So like, how are we going to make money? Essentially, I'm trying to build an economy. So all trades in game will have a tax on it. When you buy and sell items, when you trade with players, trading with players, I'm not entirely sure yet. But I'm basically just everything's going to have a gas fee when we have our marketplace, similar to the Grand Exchange on RuneScape. We're going to have a marketplace where people can buy and sell items. That will then turn into a taxable event for us, and we basically just tax in that token. And then that token will go into a liquidity pool and provide further liquidity. So we're certainly hoping for the price to increase, because we're not going to be selling the tokens. That would just be stupid, because then we're just selling into the people that are buying and investing in us. Like, that's dumb. But we can put it into a liquidity pool and earn on fees with that. I have a liquidity pool optimizer as well, which makes me a decent amount of fees and profit. And so I'll be playing around with that. And yeah, we're hoping to just kind of live off the secondary market fees. And just go from there, I think. I think eventually we might include some pay to play, like RuneScape did with their free and their premium users. But it's difficult restricting content, especially because it's a survival game. Maybe we'll launch on Steam and sell the game for $5. and then just convert all of our previous players over to legacy players and just make sure they get full discount when they download on Steam or something like that. Because obviously we can't have the game for free and paid on Steam. But yeah, there's lots of different places and ways we can get revenue and liquidity. And we have 50% of supply, so I'm open to doing OTC as well, only up until like maybe 5% to fuel and find more investment. Yeah. So that's the plan. We've got a long way to go. We're not quite where we need to be, but we'll get there. I'm pretty confident. I'm tired, not going to lie. I've been pushing my body at the gym. I've been pushing my mind with work. Uh, kind of at the point now where I've just been pushing myself so much that I do actually see light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm just going to continue going forward, and hopefully we can make something really cool. I'm tired from talking so much. I think I just talked for an hour. I'm just going to chill for a bit. What do I need to do? So I'm doing the skiller at the moment, but I need sprites. It's really annoying. Um, 47 minutes of talking. Okay. I think what I'll do is let's just like try and find a tree sprite. There's a few different ones here, right? So this one looks good. I don't want to add an animation in. So just give me a single tree that's transparent. See, that's side. I think that is also side. I need top down tree. I think that is top down. No. That kind of looks top down. With they're Stardew trees, I think, or similar. I don't want that. I'm not allowed that. I cannot make anything Stardew in my game, but it's fine. My game's not even remotely similar to it. All right, let's just grab. I don't want that one. Let's grab this. Copy. Remove BG. Paste. Cool. Download for free. What are we going to do? We go to Paint. Actually, we don't need to do that. We can use ours. So we go back to the home page and we go to Asset Manager. And let me just change the name of this to trees. Let's upload trees, category, sprites, items, effects. There's not enough here. I need to fix that. Asset name, we'll just do trees and upload. I haven't tried this upload yet, but I think it worked. Cool. So now we can go here and go sprite slicer, and it's not detecting the size correctly. Nope. So 64 by 64. Uh, 15, 18, and then what happens if I do 18 here? Terrible. 0. So that slices this one, but not enough. If we go smaller, that will give us the sprites we need. Okay, so we highlight this. Actually, let's do this one. And we go to add clip from selection, tree. There's no anything else there. Preview. I don't know why it's doing an animation. There's fucking none. Preview is not showing anything. How did I add it last time? Interesting. Let's have a look. I miss Composer, but it's too expensive. If it was Composer, it'd already be done by now. There's plenty of context left. Okay, let's test that. Cool. Okay, so we can go here. It's fine. We need to do 18. Select tree 1. Just do items for now. Okay, that's interesting. So it's not actually like cutting it, it just saves a data file um, of that sprite sheet and the exact coordinates of what it's saving. Um, and so the data sheet just always gets used and linked to that tree. Tainted canvas may not be exported. Why is it tainted? My Solana phone has been on now for almost a week and I haven't charged it once. I haven't opened it either. It just sits there idle. Battery on it is crazy. But as soon as you start using it, it consumes. Cool. So tree 1 has now been extracted, or so it says. Let's refresh. Go back to Asset Manager. Yeah, nice. Look at that tree. So now we can go and first of all, collision above, below goes here. Both are registered, and then this is above, right? So we can basically just color that in. Let's just put collision as there just in case. So now we have our tree. We can now go to the skiller, click on the tree. We can add interaction. I don't know why it says mining. Okay, never mind. No, 75 is a lot. Let's go with 25. Cooldown 3 seconds. Every 3 seconds you can get a tree, sure. Success rate is 1. And then we're going to gather. And that's it. So we save. I've never made one of these before. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So I definitely did do the database set up for this, but it's saying I didn't. Yeah, it's now hit context, so it will start to summarize. Yeah, it's summarizing now. Chat summarized. Cool. Well, that guy that fought Jake Paul was involved in some killing. I don't know. He's not dead, but there's a bunch of people that are dead. That's a graphic video. That's intense. Wow. Oh, his friends died. Wow. Yeah, my super base is updated, but I think it made the route for the update poorly. So it used a bunch of stuff that I'm not using, and now it's using the correct stuff. Let's have a look. I don't know why it's proxying to the chunk server. It's absolutely not needed. Not in this, but whatever. Maybe it's going through the chunk server to save to the database. Seems pointless. Yeah, RWAs are turning into a big fun thing. I thought an RWA was I thought an RWA was just like house deeds and like bigger tangible assets like that. And I'm like, obviously that's not going to happen. There's no government that's regulated it. But then all of a sudden, RWAs are now just um, stocks that are tokenized, which makes fucking complete sense. But there's no arbitrage, so I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I don't quite understand how that's going to work because the stock market is not instant and it closes overnight. Hmm. Changes made. Add skill configs to asset service. Retrieved. Yeah. But why is it doing that from the chunk server? Why to the chunk server? And I want to ask, because then he can't write code and try to cover up his mistake. I can find out why he did that. The proxy chunk server. But this makes no sense. Yeah, so it just went to the chunk server just to use the database access, but it removed database access, and like that's a horribly complicated solution. Like it had to add the endpoints for it to do it. I think it lost context of our skiller. So yeah, it shouldn't have done what it did. It should have just saved directly to the database because it's saying, the chunk server holds the asset metadata. And that's 100% correct. But we haven't published to the chunk yet. Like we have only created the assets. The asset data needs to be saved in the database so that we can then add that asset to our chunk and then publish our chunk. And that's how it's meant to work. Um, so now that it knows what the fuck it's doing, we just need to change it over to agent. And I stopped it halfway through when it was writing that because we just need to wait for it to load. Unfortunately, I'm on my laptop, so I am throttled by laptop speed. Cool. Okay, great. Go ahead and implement that change and remove anything that might be unnecessary. Though, do we need the endpoints points you added when we published the chunk plus asset, or is it redundant? Just dropping that in there, planting that seed. Do you need to do this or that? It will then decide and fix it. Yeah, the engine should save. Yep, correct. That's exactly what it should be doing. And so it will do that, but also we just need to make sure that those endpoints are actually required in our chunk server. If they're not, we will remove them. Yeah, so it said they're unnecessary. It might change its mind, but generally it's pretty good. So what I like to do is go to someone's page on Twitter and just like all their posts. Because so many people have notifications on, like crazy people. So you just like all their posts and then they're like, oh, who's this guy? And then they'll see you see your account and they'll see my stream. Okay, let's go save. Cool. So now the tree has the green, which means skill configuration complete. Let's go back to our local host. And we go to chunks and let's go ahead and put in a new tree, though I haven't even set it up yet. Actually, maybe I have. Asset, tree, can I drag it? Or do I click it? Click it? Where's it gone? Click to paste tree. Oh, it's so tiny. That's not good. So now we need to fix that. Okay, great. We just placed the asset onto a chunk, but it's only one tile in size, whereas the actual asset is, I think it's 6x4. Let's double check. I just lost that progress from before because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6x5. Please review the process and make sure we are correctly sizing our assets when we place them on the chunk. There we go. So we can drag that along. Let's also delete that. Okay. Let's place another one just in case. Now, let's publish and see what happens. Okay, well, there's a square where it's meant to be. Okay, great, that works. Now, please review the process for the publish. We need to make sure that that asset is available on our chunk, and the settings, like the collision data above or below player, and also the skill based stuff is properly published so that we see the tree, we have collision, and when we interact, we get the reward. It's programmed to give. Okay, that's going to be a big prompt, so I'm going to use the bathroom.
I don't know what happened, but the chocolate is really bitter.
Oh, really?
No, it's fine. It's only a little bit, but
Baby, it's not
I only,
yours.
I only eat two.
Doesn't matter. It's my Christmas present.
Yeah, but
I don't care. You can't just claim the rest of it as yours. I'll bring more back when we meet in Indonesia next year. Alright, I'm on live stream, so
can I go to nail salon today?
yeah, absolutely you can, baby.
It's really hurt.
Yeah, definitely go. Definitely, you should.
That place is not have what. Like, still not
The new one?
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's new. Just walk there, it's close. Go withdraw some, babe.
Yeah. What happened?
Can you fill up my water, please?
Yeah. One sec. I'm gonna.
Thank you, my love. I don't think it's going to work. I think it's an issue with how we are saving the tree data. Yeah. So technically, if we go to here and public and assets, items, yeah. So I mean, maybe if I were to go and put this in here, in there, it might work. Previously, this asset browser was set up to use our public folder. So it's interesting that it's done that and then it's not giving us a preview. But so essentially, when you upload, it's actually meant to save, and we should be able to see the folder structure here. But basically, it saves into the public folder where we store all of our images. I was going to do a database serve, but it's a lot more complicated. Then, like, it's not complicated, it's just slow. really sore. Today was a lot at the gym. Usually I run, but I genuinely push myself so hard lifting weights and I'm actually tired from it. It's the date today, 30th. Oh. Do you want to see my applications I built? Um, I've made this. It's called Creatix. It's a Luma clone, and it's free. And we also do NFT tickets when you attend. Scan the QR, and you will get a ticket. Oh wow, people are making events. This is just a test. Well, that's cool. We have users because Seeker has so many users right now. That's so interesting. Anyway, I meant to be showing you this, but I'm just there's people that have made events on our app, so we're getting usage. Mainly because of Solana Seeker. But yeah, it's a pretty cool app. It's basic. It does what we need it to do. We've got like a calendar, which will well, that's a monthly view. But if you go to week, it will. Oh, we've got now a horizontal week view. What about day? Okay. I'm not sure if I like that horizontal week view, but I think list. Ah, there we go. So the list will show the events. I prefer list. Um, and then I have this one. This one is my streaming app. Uh, okay, so my Seeker login works, which is cool. So it's like free movies and TVs streaming, but my streaming server is broken. So like, we can go Stranger Things, and we can go to season 5. The last episode, episode 7. And I also added like reviews and stuff in there. No streams found for episode 7. No streams found. I don't have the Torrentio application yet. You need to add the add-ons so we can see everything. We can see all the episodes and stuff, but we don't have a streaming location. I'm not gonna bother with that yet, but it's like a nice app. And then I have InfoFi, so you can link your X account and points and stuff like that. InfoFi is always fun. But yeah, it's like it got every movie and TV show. and it's mostly for free. I think I'm going to charge like maybe $3 a month. And then I just put, then you just like do uh, screen mirror to put on your TV. I can also do a Google Play TV app. I think I might, and just make the APK for people to download on their smart computer TV. Um, so it's not seeing the tree, and it's in our database now, which is interesting because I don't remember doing that. I remember it going into our public folder. So I need to just paste that. And we did see it on a URL in here. So if we go open full view, and it's on our chunk server, that's why. Because we stopped doing the chunk server. Maybe it's worth it just doing it on the chunk server. Hold all the assets there, hold the metadata there. Maybe that's what I set up last time and I forgot. It's been so long since I've done it. So if we go to railway, and we find chunk server. Oh, my bad. Okay. So it was doing it correctly the first time, and then I interrupted it and said, no, don't do that, save it to the database, but it's actually saving to the chunk server. I hang on. So actually, we may be able to just revert. If we just go back here and yeah, so that's when it was working, right? And it did all that. It's like, you're done, you're ready to go. I'm like, nah, that's not correct. Oh, maybe not. Hang on, what? When did I correct it? So if we just go like this, failed to save the chunk server, that is because I need to push the chunk server change that it made once it reverts. Cool. Let's stop that. Stop again. So it reverted a bunch of changes. So once the chunk server is redeployed, let's go over here. I need to fix the map editor because I don't think it clears the state. Yeah, see, there's still trees there. Cool. Let's go down, and I'm just going to put the tree in the actual castle because it's faster. Okay, so that's still a problem. I think it's time I upgrade my cursor. I really need more. I need to use Composer. Um, wonder if I can use Composer now. Let's stop it and say try again in Composer. No. How much do I owe them? $20? $260. I don't think that's enough. 20. Use this. Cool. Damn. Babe, can you send me 500K? I just need to pay something. Why you gotta ask me what for?
Yeah, just asking.
Did it pay?
Um, why this mean unsuccessful is not success?
Okay.
That's crazy. I sent you 500 last night, and that guy sent me 500, so my money's back, and you fucked again.
I'm gonna send more today.
What you sent? Let me know if you want it.
Cool. Now on Composer again. Oh, actually, we need to finish this. And I say, hey, 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 hey. I said, hey, what's going on? Okay, our chunk server's been rebuilt, so we can publish this chunk and we can refresh. No tree.
I'm gonna buy this more and bring to Indonesia. This one.
What is it?
This
Oh,
is a big.
all the different ones in there. Yeah. You can just buy it in Indonesia as well, right?
They don't have like this even in the flea market.
But they have Cajun and paprika.
Cajun they have, but this is already like better because seasoning, Cajun, lemon pepper,
Yeah.
garlic salt. You already in the one. Are you hungry already?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so that update's been done. I think we need to publish again. So the issue is it's all about how it gets saved. Um, I'm not even checking if it's saved correctly at the moment. I just want to check the image. Still nothing. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. All right, so it's done a whole bunch of stuff. Um, what we're going to do is refresh just to make sure it's got all the latest routes and APIs. Then we're going to load. Let's delete that. Does the load work? Whatever. Okay, so it saved the tree. That's what it saved on there. But it didn't save the chunk. That's fine. I can fix that later. So that's now built and deployed. Do we publish? So I'm talking to someone. All right. Hopefully this works. I'm probably not going to do too much more of it today because I have a headache. I just went too hard at the gym. Yeah, let's go. The position is completely fucking wrong. Did the collision work? I think I felt a collision somewhere here. I mean, just ignore the sprite. Actually, the collision did work. It's just that. Uh, let's stop that. If we go here, this is definitely meant to be collision, right? But it's going above. I think maybe I fucked it before when I tried to save. So the location is definitely incorrect. Whew. How did my camera start? Okay, so map editor, map editor, map editor. Okay. Um, so we just bring this back, publish. Yep. Refresh. Cool. That now fixed the location. Is the collision fixed? No. Oh, it said the collision data wasn't saved to the database, so I need to go here. Looks pretty saved to me, bud. Save it again, and we'll publish it again. Hopefully it works. I think we may need to actually change where we're saving our collision data and move it to Railway instead of Superbase, because that's where we are um, pulling our chunks from now. So, okay, that's all sorts of fucked. Chunk renderer is in our clients. Okay. Um, let's publish single chunk. And then we'll go checking my algo bot. I lost another one soul last night. It's devastating. Still no solution. And the collision is not correct either, right? Collision seems to be too big. Okay, just need to push my bots updates. That's correct. Incorrect, I mean. This one, yes. Yes. Delicious, my love. Thank you so much.
Too salty or no? Because it's only garlic.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I like it. Thank you. Okay, we need to revert changes. So we're going backwards. Going to roll it back because it added a bug and it can't identify it. So, but what we can check right now is if it's an upload issue or it's a server issue. Well, actually, I need to do this first. So let's update chunk server. It's definitely a map editor issue. Uh, I just rolled back a bunch of changes because you did fix the collision problem, but in doing so, you created a new issue where the sprites uh, under that collision was invisible. Rethink the approach. Make sure you introduce any bugs. We have it all saved and it works for our chunk server, so you should be able to reproduce a working solution. Yeah, it's delicious. Okay. Time to test this, bitch. Ugh. Maybe I need to resave it in the asset manager. And then we can delete and redo all of this. Publish single. All right, I'm going to turn the stream off because I'm too tired to be dealing with problems. So thanks for watching, people. Take care.